Hello everybody, it is time for us to start our next math lesson where we are going to be learning about bar graphs. So we just finished learning about pictographs, which use pictures to represent how many people liked different ice cream or how many students go home for lunch or eat lunch at school, and we use pictures. Where a bar graph instead fills in little boxes and creates these nice bars, which I'm going to show you here. So you have this page in your booklet that I sent home for you. This one is called Bar Graphs at the top. It looks just like this. If you'd like to find it and follow along, we're going to go over this first one together to understand what a bar graph is. So this graph is asking the question, what type of pets are in our class? What type of pets are in our class? So who has what type of pet? Who has what type of animal for a pet? So they show the number of pets across here. So for every square, that represents 1. Because we can have a total of up to 8. And across the bottom, we have our different animals. We have a dog, cat, and fish. Okay, let me go over that bar graph one more time. So up the side, each one of our little boxes represents 1. So if I did a tally and in our class, let's say 3 people have dogs, I would go to my dog one and I would color in 3 boxes, because that would show me that I have 3 people in our class have dogs. All right. So the data is already filled in for you on the bar graph. You can see because it's shaded in, so we can count and figure out how many dogs, cats, and fish there are in the class. So the dogs, there are 4 people who have dogs for pets. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people. You can also look across here. 7 people who have cats for pets, and 3 people have fish. And then on the right-hand side here, it's going to ask you to look at the graph and analyze the data. So figure out what is the graph telling us. So they did the first one for you. It says the dog bar is 4 squares long. We have 4 dogs. All right, so it's telling you that if there's 4 squares, that means that 4 people have dogs. All right, same thing with the cat one. The cat bar, which is this bar here, this bar in our bar graph, has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which means we have 7 cats. And fish, it's 3. The bar is 3, so we have 3. All right, let's go over the other one together. Actually, I'll let you guys do this one. So in this bottom one, your job is to just count up how many each bar has. So how many tulips, lilies, irises, daisies, and roses there are, and write the numbers on the side. So you're counting each square. So each square represents 1 of that type. So instead of pictures, you're just shading in the boxes. All right? You'll have to do that page for today's math lesson, and you have to go to the next page, which looks like this one here. And it says use the bar graph. So use this bar graph at the top to answer these questions. All right, so this one is asking the number of students and whether their project was about earthquakes, hurricanes, or tornadoes. Okay, so the E stands for earthquakes, the H stands for hurricanes, and the T stands for tornadoes. The legend is along the side here. Sometimes there isn't a big enough space for us to write the entire word out, so we can just use the first letter of the word to put it at the bottom of our bar graph. Then it has all of these questions for you to try and answer on your own, okay? So this is the analyzing the data of our bar graph. So you're gonna have to keep counting and keep looking at this bar graph to answer these questions, okay? I'll do a few with you. So it says how many students choose each project. So how many students chose earthquake? So we go to the E and we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, 6 students. You'll fill in the rest. And then we start getting into those more and less questions questions that we did for our pictographs, all right? So this one says, how many students chose earthquakes than tornadoes? So how many more students chose to do earthquakes than tornadoes? We can look at our bar graph and we can say, okay, earthquakes, so that's this column, that's this bar, and tornadoes, this bar. So I can count how many squares are empty above tornadoes. So it's 2. So 2 more students chose to do earthquakes over tornadoes. I would like you to fill in the rest of this one, and that is it for your math assignment for today. We will move on to our next couple bar graphs in the next lesson. I hope you enjoy this. I know that sometimes this graphing can be a bit challenging, especially with all of the words, so just try your best. You can always reach out and ask questions if you have them. Ask mom and dad or grandma and grandpa, whoever you have, big brother, big sister, for a little bit of help if you can't read all of the words. They're here to help you. I'm also here if you're feeling that this is a bit overwhelming and you'd like some time with me to do that. We can set up a Zoom. So try your best to fill in as much of the bar graph as you can. I know that all of you are so capable of completing this work, and I can't wait to see you.